Welcome to the Mark Attwood Show, Adventures in a Cosmic Suit. Today we're going to talk about sustainability, but before I talk about that and introduce my guests, please remember to click the link near this video, linktree/Mark Attwood Show. That's where all the links to the show are, especially my email list, which is the best way to stay in touch with me, even though I haven't emailed anybody in 2 weeks. I'm getting there. It's been a very busy couple of weeks. Sustainability. I'm joined by Matthew. Hello, Matthew, from Dare to Be Free.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me on your show.
That's a pleasure. So, Matthew, you've got a sustainability project that you want other people to get involved with. Why don't you tell us a bit about that?
So at the moment, there's a lot of uncertainty, insecurity, and chaos in the world. And we see possible food shortages. And we want to be a part of that solution. Our vision is to bring more awareness to self-sustainability and allow people to become more involved with it. We want people to take responsibility of their own food supply and also learning about growing, storing, and preserving their own food. And also another goal we are pushing is to bring communities together. For example, let's say Jack down the road is growing apples and I'm growing tomatoes. I can go to Jack and say, I have a couple tomatoes. Yes, and could you give me a couple apples? Or if, Sandy up the road is good with fixing engines, I could go to her and ask, could you fix my engine? And then I'll give you some food or whatever I grow. Just bringing communities together and creating a society where it's more collaboration instead of this competition society we've been brought up in.
Well, you just described my childhood in the 1970s in England, because every garden out the back of all of our houses were vegetables. My dad, I grew up growing vegetables, and the back doors were always, this sounds like such a cliche, the back doors were always open. People borrowed stuff off each other, helped each other out. This has been a deliberate piece of social engineering to get us separated and dependent upon the supermarkets. And if I go back to the village I grew up in, there are fences everywhere, which there were none when I was a kid. So I don't know how old you are, but I'm old enough to remember just the end of that kind of time when people really did work together. So I think it's a great thing that you're trying to do this. What else can you tell us about it? Have you got, where are you at with the project?
So at the moment of the project, it's just trying to get to the places we need to and get things in place to actually pursue our dream. We have started a GoFundMe, and this is why we need help, with the restrictions and lockdowns and the hurdles and obstacles we're facing. Unfortunately, things haven't gone to plan, and it's ironically, it's made us realize that we need the help and we need others to help us. We can't do this alone. So our main focus of the project is like regenerative farming and, get people more involved with the topsoil regeneration, also not just farming of how it is commercialized, but farming where you're working with nature instead of against it. So I go back to that point of the topsoil regeneration where, you'll put leaves and, certain compost on top, using natural compost, natural pesticides, using nature to your advantage. For example, how they grow roses near vineyards, as the roses will attract all the insects and keep them away from the vineyard, and also attract like bees and wasps and stuff to actually keep away the insects you don't want. So it's more of that view of, bringing people and getting people to understand that use nature. Nature's on our side. And the fact that we've been disconnected from it and, using chemicals and stuff and actually harming our environment, it's something that needs to change. And, as one person, it's just taking that one step and you could lead an army at the end of the day. So it's just becoming more connected with our environment and, starting to see the gifts that nature offers us. So yeah, that's just basically our project in a nutshell.
So where are you at with it at the moment? And what's your have you got your GoFundMe page there? I don't know if I've got it here. Have you got can you send me a link to it?
Yeah. Could you just send them a link of the GoFundMe? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find it in
Cool.
my emails with you.
So that's on the way now.
So, like, food sovereignty is critical, as is health sovereignty. Where I live, there's like an estate of houses, and there's a load of land in the middle of it. And if they took 20% of it and turned it into a garden, a vegetable patch, and everybody paid for a gardener to look after it full time, they'd all be paying less than 10% of what they're currently paying to the local supermarket for their food. And everybody would be coming together, and they'd meet and discuss things. But everybody's, we don't know our neighbors' names anymore, do we?
Yeah, I mean, also with the your garden in your own home, it's organic. You know what you're adding to that those vegetables and those fruits. Whereas nowadays you're getting fruits and vegetables and it's filled with chemicals, and to get organic fruits and stuff, and you've seen the prices of it in shops, it's just insane. Where if you grow the stuff in your own garden, it's gonna cost you less. And in my opinion, I think 9 to 5 jobs have been keeping people away from this. It's been engineered like this. They
Absolutely.
want people to be dependent on the system, and we just sort of want to take that step and take back our freedom, our responsibilities, to be responsible for ourselves, our own, not necessarily ourselves, but our communities. It's not just I'm going out on myself, but rather bring communities back together. Like you said, nowadays people don't even know their neighbors' names. And it's a sad situation, We're so obsessed with our cell phones that we don't know what's going on around us.
Yeah, absolutely. And are you going to be taking so you're going to be doing permaculture? Presumably, your funding is for to get a site to do this. Is that right?
Our funding is also just to get us to places where we need to be, and because our funds they've depleted. Like I said, we've faced many obstacles, lockdowns, restrictions, and it's things that we didn't necessarily plan for. I mean, it's not like we're asking for a handout, but rather a hand up,
Absolutely. I teach people how to be sovereign and independent as much as possible, and I think it's a great idea. Are you going to be running a YouTube channel to film you doing this so that you can share the knowledge with as many people as possible?
Yes. So we're going to have 2 ways where people can learn. Once we are set up, people can come and visit us and learn things hands-on. We're also going to have a rehabilitation center where people can become more connected with nature and their true selves. On the YouTube channel, we'll be documenting the processes of everything we do, like growing vegetables, looking after livestock, and so forth. We'll also provide information and tips on those things. And then we're also looking at setting up community forums where people can just come together and share their knowledge on different things.
And you say on your GoFundMe page here that it sounds like you started this before the pandemic happened, or you were starting to try to do that, and you left your turbulent home country and you just had obstacle, run out of cash, and that's what you need this for, to get the piece of land to get this project rolling. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And what kind of, have you got a team of people? Have you got experience in doing this sort of thing?
Yes, we do have a team of people, and we have experience. Some of us have, it's a thing of coming together where certain people are stronger in certain suits. So it's a thing of where we're working as a collective, and we bring in all our strengths together to make this happen.
Cool. And do you need any other kind of support? Is it just to get you over the hump? I mean, this is really like an appeal to help you get this project going. Is there anything else you can tell people about it?
So it's just in a nutshell that we just want to make people aware of becoming self-sustainable. We don't know what's coming for us in the near future. It's just being prepared. Even if you don't foresee food shortages, it's still going to be cheaper to grow your own stuff in your own garden, and also just bringing communities together again. And the reason we focus more on self-sustainability is because this what happened in these past 2 years with COVID and everything. I mean, it just shows you on how much we need to sort of take things into our own hands and become prepared for situations that you think might never occur. But it's just bringing people together, becoming self-sustainable, and just taking responsibility of our own food supply instead of being dependent on a system.
Well, I think it's a very honourable and courageous thing to do, and that's why I wanted to tell people on my platform about it. I'll put the GoFundMe link near the video. If any of you watching this want to help these guys out, feel free. And you guys, if you get successful with this, and I'm sure you will, because you've obviously got spirit and determination and courage. Please start a YouTube channel and start spreading the word, and come back on and show us the progress.
Yeah, that's definitely on the plan. And also, I could ask if you guys can't make a donation, just share it. Any help is helpful. I mean, if you just post it on your Facebook, that is highly appreciated.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and this is why this is my idea of collaboration, because I've got a platform. This is the kind of projects I think we should be seeing more of, and we can all help each other. And as you said, if anybody's watching this that hasn't got the money to donate, paste this video and share it with as many people on your social media as you can, because this is where we're at now, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think it's a noble cause, and wish you all the best with it. It's a short and sweet episode today, but I just wanted to make sure these guys got a bit of coverage for this project. So thank you both for being on the show, and best of luck. And I'll see you all later.
Thanks, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Take care.